What's up, everybody? My name's Matthew, and it is my job to help you improve your health literacy so that you can make sound decisions for your medical care and medical treatment in the future. And today we are going to be talking a little bit about social health. And I'm over here in Santa Monica in California, and we're just going to take a walk while I talk to you about what I feel is very important, and that is the social health. And a part about your social health that is very important that you must look out for is being authentic with yourself. And if you are continuously authentic with how you feel and how you react, and you are brave enough to speak your emotions and take ownership of how you feel, people will respect that. If they may not necessarily react in a way where you want them to react, but in general, they will respect you that you have an opinion. And I find that that's very important. And so maybe I can go into a little bit more detail on what I mean about that. And so let's say that we have a conversation with somebody, and the conversation that we have with this person is troubling us, and we feel like this person is not hearing what we're trying to say, but we keep it in, right? And we keep it in to how we feel, and we just let it fester inside ourselves and say that, you know what, I'm just gonna let it brush off, and then if it happens again the next time, I will just address it then. Because life is very unexpected, and sometimes you really don't get a next time. It's there is a possibility that you may never actually get to express your emotions fully. And when you don't get to express your emotions fully, you're not going to be able to learn how to emote and take ownership of how you feel. And people might think that the way they spoke to you, they might think that the way they reacted, the way they acted is okay because you allow it to happen. And I find that that is a very difficult way to live life, because if you keep your thoughts and emotions to yourself, you are not allowing yourself to make a genuine connection with people, because that's not your authentic self, right? The authentic self is the person who has an opinion. The authentic self is a person who is not afraid to speak their opinion when they feel like they are misunderstood or they are hurt in a way. And a part of being healthy in your life is taking care of your relationships and taking care of the types of relationships that you have in your life. And you want to always have a relationship where it's based off your genuine self. Otherwise, if you are not genuine with people, how you feel and how you react, you're not going to you're not going to build a, a relationship where they know who you really are. They're not going to know who you really are because you don't tell them who you are. And I feel like that's a very, very dangerous path to live on, because if you continue to do that, let's say, for example, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you just silence your feelings, your emotions, and then one day, let's say you muster the courage to speak your mind, and you never actually speak your mind, the person might be like, what the hell's going on? Why are you suddenly talking like that? Where it's always been this way. I've always managed to treat you this way. I've always said this. This is always okay with you. Why is it suddenly not okay? And that depends on how good your relationship is in general. But for the most part, you have to think about whether or not that person really is your friend, right? Whether that person really is there to support you, to respect the decisions that you make, the opinions that you have. So that is a example that I can think of right now to to kind of help you think about finding that authentic self. And I find that this is a aspect in life, that social aspect in life, where people are often not really paying attention too much because the pace of life happens really quickly, and before we know it, we will not be able to catch up. And if we just take the time to slow it down, make sure that we are saying how we feel, we are telling people the good things, the bad things, people will respect that. You may be polarizing to the people who do not respect that, but you'll attract the people who do respect that. And then there is where you build a foundation of strong, healthy connections with people who actually care about you. So just think about that. Think about your social health as well. Now, again, just a reminder, health is really balancing on three pillars: your physical, mental, and social well-being. And if you are not paying attention to your social or your psychological well-being, you're not going to be balanced. Now, you can be the most fit person in the world, but if you're psychologically unstable and you have no friends, you're not really healthy. You're not really thriving. So just something to think about. I hope you are all well. Again, be kind to one another, be good to one another, always working on being the best version of yourself so that you can be the best version for other people in your lives. So it's all about community, it's all about friendships, and it's all about family. Uh, Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.